Hello and welcome to Monday's programme.
Good evening. Coming up tonight.
Left waiting as concerns grow over delayed pension payments affecting thousands in the northwest. We speak to some of those in limbo.
We've worked hard all our lives, for that pension. We paid into it, we've worked for you and with you, and I think the least you can do is get it sorted out and paid.
The holiday that became a nightmare. The family of a 7-year-old swept out to sea by a wave ask everyone to keep her in their prayers.
We've all your sport, including the Liverpool tennis player who's just claimed his 4th Grand Slam.
We're live from the world-famous Tower Ballroom in Blackpool with a dancing competition involving hundreds of local children.
And the weather this week for the northwest could be decidedly grey for many of us. I'll have all the details later on in the programme.
First tonight, to growing concerns over delayed pension payments affecting thousands of people across the northwest.
Yeah, many of those left without funds have devoted their working lives to public service. It's likely a wide range of former professionals are losing out, from prison officers to diplomats and engineers.
Tonight, weeks after a new firm took over the running of the civil service pension scheme, the retirees are still waiting for their money. Our correspondent Elaine Wilcox has been speaking to some of them.
Two civil servants in Liverpool who'd retired before Christmas, brought together by a pension backlog.
I had a fantastic leaving do. I had a big collection, the day I'll never ever forget. It was fantastic.
Stephen Hall was just 20 when he started in public service and stayed for 39 years. After the government outsourced its pension scheme to Capita for a second time, he's in financial limbo.
I should have got my lump sum on the 29th of December, and then a month after I should have got my pension. But as to date, nothing.
Does that leave a really sour taste?
It does, Elaine. Imagine if you're in work and you weren't being paid. It's a similar thing.
And how has it affected you on a day-to-day basis?
I think about it constantly, to be honest. Me and my wife discuss it. When I wake up first thing in the morning, the first thing I do, grab my phone, check my bank account, nothing.
Julie Lawson worked in tax for 22 years and is supposed to be moving house, but spends hours on the phone.
And I rang for 4 or 5 days solid before I finally got through to them. There was 100 people in the queue.
Two civil servants among hundreds waiting, with some left struggling to pay the bills.
There's a lady whose husband died in June. Not only she lost her husband, she's got no income coming in.
And Capita were given this £230 million contract, even though in October MPs had warned they weren't up to it, and their systems crashed on the very first day.
It was taken off Capita years ago, taken over by my CSP, and now they've given it back to Capita.
To a failing firm.
Why?
Will you be asking for compensation or at least interest?
I've worked it out. I think I'm probably due roughly about £300 a month.
So what's your message to the government today?
Please sort it. Just sort it out. We've worked hard all our lives, for that pension. We paid into it, we've worked for you and with you, and I think the least you can do is get it sorted out and paid, and all our pension is paid off.
So I should get announced on the 12th of Feb.
Yeah.
MPs had warned the government Capita wasn't ready. Now pensioners and the taxpayer will have to foot the bill for that decision.
Well, Elaine joins us now. Elaine, what have Capita had to say about all this?
Well, the civil service pension scheme manages almost 2 million public sector workers, and since the very first day they took over on December the 1st, they've not been able to pay out a penny because their new online portal crashed. Now, Capita have apologised, but as you've heard from the people who've just retired, and lots of them, they have been hanging on the phone for days and days, just like many of us when we try and contact government services. But MPs say they are absolutely furious. Capita had a lead-in time of 2 years to prepare, and they'd already faced criticism because they had lots of problems with teachers' pensions and they lost that multi-million-pound contract to their rivals Tata. Capita claimed they had a backlog of 37,000 cases, but in fact it's 86,000. Now, it has recruited up to 500 staff, which is double the previous provider. But as you've heard, serious questions from MPs. Why they got the contract, and when MPs had warned they weren't ready, they still got that £230 million contract. The PCS union, which represents civil servants, says this is a fiasco, extremely distressing for those people who've worked all their life in public service. The union says it now needs to be run by the civil service under ministerial control, properly resourced, and pensions, guess what, paid on time.
Elaine, thank you very much indeed.
Well, let's take a look at some more of the day's news now. And people are being advised to stop eating domestically produced eggs or egg-laying poultry from within a kilometre of an industrial site in Lancashire. The precautionary advice is linked to ongoing investigation into historic contamination from part of the former ICI site in Thornton. People were previously told not to eat fruit and vegetables grown in the soil locally. The investigation centred on a chemical which was used on the site between the 1950s and 2012.
More than 1,000 BAE Systems workers across Lancashire have started 3 weeks of strikes. The union members at sites in Walton and Samlesbury are walking out until at least the 20th of February in a row over pay. It continues industrial action that began in November.
A politician behind the Isle of Man's assisted dying bill has asked to meet UK Justice Secretary David Lammy over the apparent delay to the legislation being given royal assent. Alex Allinson said there have been concern expressed by members of the local parliament and the wider community about the almost year-long hold-up. Last March, the island's parliament became the first in the British Isles to pass assisted dying legislation.
A retired police detective has been announced as the Conservative candidate in the forthcoming Gorton and Denton by-election. Charlotte Cadden, who was a police officer for 30 years in both Greater Manchester and in London, said she would fight to be a no-nonsense champion. A full list of candidates who have announced their intention to stand in the election is available on our website now.
The parents of Lucy Letby have criticised previously unseen footage of her arrest being used in a new documentary. Speaking to a national newspaper, Susan and John Letby said it would likely kill them to watch the programme, and the documentary maker's decision to feature their home was a complete invasion of privacy. The parents of the jailed Chester neonatal nurse said the documentary, titled The Investigation of Lucy Letby, might make their home become a tourist attraction.
The fundraiser Speedo Mick has begun his latest challenge in the Arctic. As we told you on Friday, the Everton fan, who's famous for wearing his blue swimwear on walks like that, is taking on a gruelling trek with Olympic champion Fatima Whitbread. He says the money raised will help disadvantaged young people in the northwest.
I'm going to do a 7-day trek across the Arctic in skis. I've never been in a pair of skis. So when I get there, I'll put the skis on, probably just fall over, you know, I don't know, but it's going to be fun and it's going to be challenging, and we're fundraising as well.
Yeah, good luck to him. Now, the family of a girl from Lancashire who's gone missing on holiday have asked everyone to keep her in their prayers.
Yes, 7-year-old Inaya Makta from Blackburn was swept out to sea by a huge wave on a beach in Casablanca in Morocco.
Well, 5 days on, there's still no sign of her. Her parents have told of the unbearable pain they're enduring.
Emma Sweeney's been following the story. More details have emerged about what's happened, Emma.
Yeah, that's right. This truly is a heartbreaking story today. I've been speaking to a family friend. They've been telling me just how difficult the last few days has been. As you say, it was last Wednesday when Inaya travelled to Morocco along with around 15 other family members. It was only meant to be a short break. They were supposed to come home on Sunday. But just a matter of hours into their holiday, a number of them went for a walk along the seafront. Now, there was no obvious sign of any tides. The water appeared to be far out to the family. There were no warning signs nearby, so they decided to take a photo on the rocks shown just here. But within minutes, everything changed. The entire family was swept into the sea, including little Anaya. Now, it is every parent's worst nightmare, and since Wednesday, they've been searching relentlessly for their only child. Local fishermen are also on alert. And although things haven't been helped by the tough terrain, the terrible weather conditions, they have been assured that the search for their daughter is continuing. Today, the family met with representatives from the UK government, and they've requested a dedicated UK family liaison officer to help support the coordination. Back here, the family's MP has been working tirelessly on the family's behalf. This is what he had to say a little earlier on.
What we need to concentrate on is the near future. These next few hours, days are incredibly crucial. So how we can improve search efforts is my priority.
Now, as you can imagine, there's been a huge amount of support from communities back here, and today Anaya's family reiterated their thanks as they asked everyone to keep their daughter in their prayers.
Emma, thank you very much indeed.
Well, time now for a look at what's to come on the ITV Evening News. Here's Mary.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, the PM orders an urgent review of Lord Mandelson's ties with Jeffrey Epstein. We'll have all the details, including what it means for his seat in the House of Lords. Guilty, the Russian captain of a cargo ship that collided with a tanker in the North Sea. And
the Grammy goes to Olivia Dean.
Big night for British talent at this year's Grammys. Would you join me for those stories and more at 6:30?
Now, environmentalists are pushing for better protection of natural wetlands. These are water-based habitats for wildlife, and they say they're vanishing faster than forests are.
Yeah, the warning's being made on what is World Wetlands Day, and campaigners say such areas also have health benefits for humans.
There are several wetlands in the northwest. James Webster has been to find out just why they're so important.
The place where land meets water. A unique habitat supporting 40% of all plants and animals. But wetlands are under threat, disappearing faster than forests.
We've got lots of big flocks of hooper swans. They come to us from Iceland. That's where they breed and they spend the winter with us. We've also got big flocks of ducks, so you can hear the widgeon, shelduck, pintail. The shelduck actually breed with us, which is lovely to see their little ducklings. Looking forward to seeing that in the spring.
Before Roman times, it's estimated wetlands covered more than 25% of the UK. Now, it's around 3%. One that does survive is Martin Mere Wetland Centre, spread over 600 acres near Southport.
Unfortunately, many people, 1 in 3, don't have access to a wildlife and nature area within 15 minutes walk of their home, and that's incredibly sad. So we really want to make sure that lots of people can come here and experience this incredible habitat.
In December, the government announced that recreating lost wetland is part of its plan to prevent flooding. And the chair of Natural England also says it has other environmental benefits.
One of the things that we have hitherto paid too little attention to is the carbon that's coming out of the ground, literally emitting from the soils. But by re-wetting the ground, we can stop and in some cases reverse that process, and instead of having emissions, have the carbon going back into the soil, and wetlands are a fantastic way of doing that.
Promoting such benefits is why World Wetland Day is being marked, here with free tickets this week.
What's this reed bed particularly good for?
So reed bed is another type of wetland. This reed bed is 20 hectares, and there's actually only 50 reed beds in the UK of this size.
And how much water's in the bottom of there?
So it varies, but it's around about 30 centimetres. We found that's perfect for fish to breed.
And the reeds themselves, are they particularly good for different types of wildlife as habitats?
Yeah, that's it. Even moths burrow inside the stems, but just watching them are incredible.
Research shows just 10 minutes at a site like this can be enough to improve a person's mood.
It's just the variety of birds that are here, the hooper swans, the pintails, all the different birds that you don't normally see.
The kids love it, don't you? If you bring kids and things, and it's just really, very nice place.
And every time you come, it's a little bit different.
Environmentalists hope today shines a light on these unique landscapes and why they need to be celebrated. James Webster, ITV News.
You just feel relaxed after watching
that,
don't you?
Visiting nature, always a good plan to improve your mood. Sport now, and it is transfer deadline day. Here's Mike with the latest.
Yeah, that's right. The January transfer window closes at 7 o'clock, about 45 minutes to go now. Liverpool look like being the biggest spenders on deadline day. They've reached an agreement to sign Jeremy Jacquet from French club Rennes for £60 million. The centre-back is having his medical but won't join Liverpool until the summer. Well, it was an eventful day at Old Trafford where hundreds of Manchester United fans protested against the club's ownership before the match with Fulham. Benjamin Šeško was the hero, scoring in stoppage time for a 3-2 win.
It ends up meaning more. I think people leave here with more than just, oh, you know, United won today. And it kind of puts layers on top of that, and the connection and the feeling, the emotion. It's why we all love it so much, and especially the supporters. So it goes a long way.
Now, and Everton snatched a dramatic 97th minute equaliser at Brighton. Beto coming off the bench to score on his birthday to the delight of David Moyes. Look at this, it ended 1-1. Burnley meanwhile play Sunderland tonight. Great celebrations. Now, Blackburn Rovers are looking for a new manager tonight. They've parted company with Valerian Ismail today. He's been at the club for 12 months, but Rovers find themselves in the Championship relegation zone. Let's take a look at the weekend's winners in the Football League, and Bolton are third in League One after Corey Blackett-Taylor's goal on debut earned them a 1-0 win at Wimbledon. Stockport County are just behind them on goal difference, Kyle Wootton scoring both goals in the 2-1 win over Plymouth. In League Two, Salford City moved into the automatic playoff spots thanks to a 2-0 victory at Tranmere Rovers. Crewe Alexandra are 10th in the table after a 1-0 win over Colchester. And Accrington Stanley continue to climb. They won 3-1 at home to Cheltenham. Manchester City have one hand on the Women's Super League title after a huge win over champions Chelsea. Brazil international Caroline with a hat-trick in the 5-1 result. City now 11 points clear at the top. Manchester United are in second place after their 3-1 victory over Liverpool. Everton also won. They beat Aston Villa by 2-1. To darts, and Luke Littler produced a stunning performance to win a 4th straight major title as he was crowned World Masters Champion for the first time. Warrington's world number 1 beat Crewe's Luke Humphreys 6-5 in the final in Milton Keynes. Humphreys then described the 19-year-old as the greatest player to ever live. Now to tennis, and Liverpool's Neil Skupski has claimed his 4th Grand Slam title. He won the men's doubles final at the Australian Open, playing alongside Christian Harrison. And Chris Hall has been catching up with him.
The fairy tale comes true.
It's the pairing with the instant impact. Neil Skupski and Christian Harrison have only been playing together for a matter of weeks, but they were on top of the world down under.
Yeah, it's been incredible, really. It was only our second tournament together. We played a warm-up tournament in Adelaide, and yeah, really can't believe it. I actually didn't even remember what happened on match point. I had to ask Christian what happened because it was such a blur. Christian did tell me he hit an ace, so that's probably why I didn't remember the point, because I wasn't a part of it.
It's his 4th Grand Slam title, having won mixed doubles 2 years running at Wimbledon with Desiree Kravchik, followed by a men's doubles crown at SW19 with Wesley Koolhof. And after losing both the French Open and US Open finals last year, he kept his nerve against Jason Kubler and Mark Polmans, winning 7-6, 6-4 to clinch his first Grand Slam on foreign soil.
Been going there for, I think, 10 years now, trying to get that trophy and finally bringing it home, which was very nice to say. I've got a lot of friends over there. There's a big crowd, a lot of support behind us. It didn't feel like we were in Australia. Very happy with the win, and so is Christian.
Neil's professional journey began in 2013, playing doubles with his brother Ken, training on a court at the back of his house. Now he's the world number 1, with Ken as his coach, pushing him to even greater achievements.
Very emotional, big family affair. But yeah, it was nice to have our brothers around us. It was nice for them to pick up the coaches' trophies as well, which is something that is very unique. Not many other tournaments do that. Ken's already been on us. He's already been telling us that we need to think about our goals for the season now. Knuckle down and try and maybe get some more Grand Slams under our belt. I can't see why we can't finish the best team in the world at the end of the year.
Even Grand Slam champions don't get a break. Neil is already in America preparing for his next tournament with a fancy new ornament for his hotel room. Chris Hall, ITV News.
Yeah, well done to Neil. He's back in action in Dallas this weekend, the Dallas Open. Lots of travelling for these tennis players.
I know, they don't get a minute's break, do they?
They don't.
There's a champ and a half.
Yeah, top champ.
Mike, thank you. Well, finally tonight, school kids from across Lancashire are getting their dancing shoes on to battle it out at the famous Blackpool Tower Ballroom.
They are indeed. More than 20 schools from Wire and Fylde are taking part. The event celebrates the major sports tournaments coming up throughout this year.
Well, we can join the biggest kid of them all, our man with 2 left feet, live in the Tower Ballroom now. Are you going to give us a little treat, a little turn or two, Crony?
Please don't.
No, nobody wants to see that, do they? Nobody. Anyway, a very warm welcome to the wonderful, world-famous Tower Ballroom in Blackpool! Oh, my goodness me, look at this! The dancing competition is due to start in about 10 minutes' time. We'll be talking to organisers and competitors. But first, let's take a little sneak peek at rehearsals earlier this afternoon. It's a day these youngsters are never likely to forget. A chance to perform in the one and only Tower Ballroom in Blackpool. More than 20 primary and high schools from across the Fylde coast are taking part in the Wire and Fylde School Sports Partnership dance competition, and the schools have been rehearsing for months, perfecting their routine.
It's a lot to remember. I missed one routine of it, so I had to do it over my lunchtime, so I've had to miss some of my lunch.
I think I'm a bit of both. I'm a bit nervous and excited. We've done technically like a whole bunch of different like sport-y kind of things, like I say. Like first one's kind of gymnastics, second one's like boxing. It's just fun. Like
I think you're going to explode. You've got that much fun. Is she always this excitable?
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes there's just a little gem of a talent out there that's not been spotted, so that's what excites me. I'll be looking for that gem and promoting it in any way I can to give them a platform up and hopefully give them their chance.
This year the theme is Rhythms of Unity, paying tribute to numerous major sporting events taking place across the globe, all vying to win the competition. Are you going to win?
No.
Yeah.
No, because the other schools are like,
Eve, you've got to be
well
positive,
good.
bruv.
Yeah, but
they're really good though.
Well, don't have a row about it.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, it's going to be close for the judges to call. Oh dear, everybody is so giddy. One of the groups taking part, one of the schools. Where are you from?
Kirkham Grammar School.
Is that true, Kirkham Grammar School?
Yeah!
OK, we've got Claudia and Libby. Claudia, tell me about what your routine is. I'm guessing it's Wimbledon.
Yes.
Any more, or is it just Wimbledon?
Yeah, we're doing Wimbledon and a dance in between.
How long have you been in rehearsals for?
Since like last September.
Last September. So are you going to win?
Yeah!
Well, you've heard from one of our judges, Dan, before. We've got the other 2 judges. I wouldn't have your job for all the tea in China. So we've got Jess and Lucy. What are you looking for?
I'm really looking for the children to come on this iconic dance floor and just shine. Really dance with loads of confidence, loads of enthusiasm, and put all that hours of practicing at school with their teachers into good practice.
Lucy, are you a harsh judge?
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Simon Cowell, let me pleased to know, not at all. But I'm going to echo what Jess is saying here. It's just about enjoying it, really. I mean, everybody's won in this venue anyway. Just about smiles and loads of energy. I just want to see lots of fun.
And this is a day they need to remember forever, because not everybody gets to dance in the Tower Ballroom.
I know. I mean, I was a dancer myself, and I didn't get a chance to dance in this iconic venue.
Well,
so
perhaps later on.
Amazing. Maybe.
Perhaps later on, Lucy, on the sprung floor. This man has been an absolute star. He's organising its lead. He has worked so hard today. What is the main aim of this competition?
Obviously, the competition is we're looking for the highest finishing Wire primary school, highest finishing Fylde primary school, and highest finishing secondary school to go on to the Lancashire County finals, because this is taking place right across Lancashire with our 14 other school games organisers. But more than anything, to give these children the opportunity from all different backgrounds, all different places from
and
around
this is a
Wyre
charity,
Fell.
so you need funding.
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's a transitional year for school sports partnerships, so it's going to be an interesting for what's ahead, but hopefully we can get the right funding to keep opportunities like this coming.
And very quickly, why is dancing so good?
It just breeds confidence in these children and gives them something to aspire to and just gives them a personality and lets them share it with the world.
Well, you've already seen that. Now, I have got to mention pushy mums and dads, give us a cheer. Here to see their little cherubs perform. So that's it, as we wish you a fond farewell from the wonderful, world-famous Tower Ballroom in Blackpool!
Love that. Pushy mums and dads. They'll be thrilled about that, won't they?
Won't they? Oh, they're just brightening up the dark evening in Blackpool, because it has been pretty dull, hasn't it?
Let's see what the forecast is. Here's Joe.
Mum, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello again. I think the snowdrops might be the brightest part of this week. We are struggling for sunshine. Cloudy, damp and feeling chilly as an easterly airflow pulls in some cold air, turning rain to sleet at times on higher ground over coming days and nights. Low pressure to the southwest will eventually drive rain up across our part of the world through tomorrow evening. Ahead of that, a largely cloudy day, it's chilly and there's some drizzle in the air, and we'll continue with that cold theme until at least the weekend. Back to tonight, and fog is thickening up on Transpennine routes. Bits and pieces of light rain and drizzle, a mostly dry night with a stiffening easterly breeze which serves to keep temperatures away from freezing. 2 or 3 Celsius tonight, no problems with ice, but perhaps tricky visibility wise on the region's higher routes for the rush hour tomorrow morning. On to tomorrow, the sun will be up at 7:54, setting at 4:56 tomorrow afternoon. Take a big coat tomorrow. It's going to feel really chilly, cloudy with that fog lingering in the Lakeland Fells, the Pennines and the Peak District until the middle of the morning. Elsewhere, the odd glimmer of brightness, but sunshine is in short supply this week. Cloudy conditions for most of us, a driving easterly wind, so 5 or 6 Celsius will feel closer to freezing or just below, particularly on higher ground tomorrow afternoon. Eventually rain will sweep up from the south during tomorrow night, and Wednesday looks damp and cold with even chillier air and a stronger wind pushing in that cold air for Thursday and Friday, where we find any rain towards the end of the week on higher ground by night. It could in fact fall as sleet or snow. We'll keep you posted. Bye bye.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Thank you, Joe. That's Granada Reports this Monday evening. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, we'll be back with the late news later on. Bye-bye.
Bye.